video, we talked about using a simple topic-based communication board with our storybook reading activity in order to encourage communication for our student. But what if the more likely scenario is occurring and your student is not at an emerging communication level, and they already have a fairly robust communication system that might look like this. Now, this is Word Power 60 Basic on Touch Chat app, and you can see it's pretty complex. This can be intimidating for our families. It can be intimidating for our school team, even for our SLPs. But it's really not. We're still going to target the same exact messages that we targeted for our little emergent communicator. The only thing you have to do differently for this communicator, this student, than you do for our emergent student is you have to take a minute in advance to go find the words that you're targeting. So we have to be very, very focused on the words that we want to use for all of our students. We're not going to just randomly start modeling on our communication system. We're going to pick very specific words and messages that we're going to use that match this particular activity. Okay, so I'm just going to start with these. These are the words and messages that I targeted for my other student, so I'm going to target them for this student as well. So the first one says, look at that. So I think the way that I'm going to do it for my student using this system, this student is already understands what picture symbols mean, but they are at really a one-word level. So they're just using one word at a time. I'm going to ask them to use the word look when they're telling me look at that. All right, so I'm going to look on my page. I see that it's not here, but I know that look is a verb, an action, so I'm going to look here under actions, and then I'm going to find there's the word look. Look. So when this student is touching that top symbol, that photograph, to say look at that, this student is going to say actions, look. Look. Now, the very first time you go about finding your words, these 6 words, it's going to take you a minute to find them. Once you've found them once, it's way easier. Once you've found them twice, you start to not even have to think about it. As you go through reading your book and you've said this word many, many times, you're going to find that it's very easy. So I know, because we practiced it, look. That's where look is. If I said it again, now it becomes even faster for me. I would say practice it 3 times and then move on. You'll probably have it at that point. Okay, now what happens if you don't know where the word exists? So maybe I'm not sure where the word funny exists. Now this is easy because it's right here, but I got to find it on here and I don't know where it is. Maybe I'm not sure about how my device is organized. Almost every complex, robust communication system has a search feature. So in this device, I'm going to touch the ABC 1, 2, 3 button, and then down here it says find word. So I'm going to touch find word, and I'm going to type in funny. Okay, and I'm going to say find. And then it's going to show me the pathway to get to funny. So here's a really easy way. I'm just going to pick this top sequence. And now it's going to highlight it for me to make it really easy for me to find the word. So I'm going to go to describe, and funny. Funny is right there. And now I'm going to practice it 2 more times so I don't forget. Describe and funny. And one more time. Describe. Funny. Funny. Now you remember where look was? Actions. Look. Look. Once you've practiced it 3 times, you're going to have it. It'll be much easier. So that's really the trick. Once you've done that, you're going to read your book the same way that you did for this student. Exactly the same way. Now, if you're one of our classroom teachers, you also have access to a shared reading lesson plan. So this is just that information in a very simplistic form to help you remember. Now, one of the things that we've recommended for our classroom teachers is if they have those emergent communicators, if they have a printed board, print the board on one side, and then on the back, have your little script to help you remember what to say when you're working with a student for the very first time. So the student's only going to see this, and you're going to have your cheat sheet on the back with a little bit of pre-planning, looking for your words. It's going to be super simple for you to do it.